All right. And we should be live. Hello. Welcome, everybody, to a Work After Hours live chat. Another one of the Corona special live chats where we are here every single week to entertain you guys with talks of guns and stuff.
I think you said a bad word already.
I did. I'm not even worried about it anymore. These things don't ever get monetized anyway, so they're always limited monetization, so whatever. And so tonight, joining us, we have Builder Shooter.
Hey.
And actually, I'm going to see if this works. All right. And I just started our live feed on Instagram as well. So we have Instagram friends down here and we have YouTube friends up here. Sorry, Instagram friends. I'm going to be spending a lot of my time looking at the YouTube friends over here and over here. So, hey, everybody in the chat room. I know we've got Professor over there. We've got Locke. How's it going? We got Coops in the house. We got Manny Things. Kathleen is there. Let's see, who else did we have in there? Builder Shooter doesn't count because he's over here. So, how's everybody going? Is everybody's still maintaining their sanity? Because so far that has been the hardest thing for me. Builder, how are you doing at sanity?
I'm doing good.
Good. How's it going, Shooting Gallery, New England? He's down on the Instagram. So,
there we go.
Yeah, I'm getting along okay. Builder waved.
Huh?
Off withdrawing. How's it going, man?
No, I didn't.
So,
I sent a request.
You sent a request for what?
To you, so I could be on the IG Live too.
Let me see if we can do this. Go live with Builder. I have no idea how this works.
Me either. I'm scared.
It says you're unable to join. Sorry, man. You're not cool enough.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Sweet. Professor
says he lost his sanity significantly before this all happened. At least that's how I'm taking that. So, yeah, we're doing okay. Being cooped up in the house with two small children, a little bit rough sometimes, but we're all still alive. We're maintaining their lives. So, Builder is in pretty much the exact same situation.
Yeah.
Small children abound, but
that's okay.
But we do still have gun stuff going on. Builder, we talked about last 2 weeks that he recently got his new toy, the Glock 17 that he's currently testing out and checking out. And then I have his other new toy. His other new toy is actually his old toy. That it's the taco truck. Are you eating something?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just checking. The taco truck, if you guys didn't see, the Instagram people might have, the YouTube people may not have because I haven't posted it on YouTube. The taco truck got an upgrade. The taco truck just got all done, mostly all done. I got a little bit of a hiccup on the install that I got to go back and mess around with. 1911s are finicky. I don't, I'm not too sad that I don't do 1911s on a regular basis. But I did call Evolution Gunworks, the company that gave us the internals for it, and they gave me some ideas that I can check out. So we're going to get working on that and get it 100% functional. It is functional. It's just not 100% safe to carry right now.
I'm not carrying it anyway, but still.
Well, I know. Technically, it doesn't really matter, but I want it 100%. I don't like half-assed guns. Huh?
I appreciate that.
No problem, man. And as much... Hey, Shooting Gallery New England is in the chat now as well. Manny, we know the taco truck isn't taco-y enough. We're working on it, man.
Manny, I'm telling you, if you can find grips, let me know.
Yeah, they'll be bought.
The only place I found that sells grips is Hayes Custom Guns, and they are the exact same grips that are on there in a couple different colors, and they're just not worth buying.
Is one of those colors dark speckled tan, kind of like a sand look? We could pretend that was a taco shell.
I need to look and see if they have red though.
So Kathleen said, all right, so this is a conversation that was going on in the chat beforehand. Locke said, by the way, Locke says that the taco truck needs grips and a sombrero. So we were talking in the chat beforehand about the CNH Precision Weaponry, their new V4 plates. So CNH makes aftermarket mounting plates for a lot of different optics. and a lot of different guns. They make them for their biggest one is the Glock MOS. They also make them for P10s. They make them for SIGs. They make them for pretty much any factory optics cut. Sorry, CNH has a plate for. So they just came out with a new plate. Their old plate design was pretty standard. The thicker plate with the holes in it, the fasteners went straight down into the holes. Their new design uses a T bracket that is started. We're starting to see this thing pop up in the industry. I think the first ones popped up in industry maybe 6 to 8 months ago or so. I had actually been talking to CNH before that, and they had already been working on the concept. But what they're doing is they're using a T-nut that's actually coming in from the bottom of the plate, which does two different things. One, it allows them to make the plate significantly thinner because now you're not threading down through the optic into the plate. And typically speaking, you need between 3 to 4 threads of full engagement to be able to solidly thread a fastener in. Anything past that doesn't really do a whole lot. That's engineering stuff. It deals with thread stretch and different variables like that. But what this does is this gives them the ability to get that full thread engagement with a much thinner plate because they're now no longer using that plate as that thread engagement. It's this nut instead. This nut actually, hey, Builder, you wouldn't happen to have one sitting there, would you? I gave you all of mine. No, it's in the it's in the garage or in your gun room.
I could go get one.
Could you go grab one real quick?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to send you on an errand. I apologize, sir.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So the second thing that it does, fasteners only work like, I'm sorry, I'm getting way too engineering about this, but that's what I do. So fasteners only work in a pulling strength. They don't do shear force at all. What that means is when you do get shear force into a fastener, it actually will snap the fastener, and that's one of the biggest problems with plates like the actual MOS plates. Is they use those. It relies too much on the thread as a shear force break, basically. So what this does is this brings up a solid rod up through the plate. So now you're threading into this solid rod, and it uses this nut as that shear force. So it's passing that shear force into the nut, into the plate, rather than through the threads, so you don't get that weak spot. So they still run the front lugs, just like I don't know, you guys can't see that. It's too dark in here. They still run the front lugs up here for Instagram, guys. There we go. So they still have those front lugs. But what it does is with those back ones, it actually basically doubles the amount of lugs that they're running. So it just makes it a lot more sturdy of a design as far as recoil goes. They're able to deal with a lot more recoil. Now, it does make them slightly more finicky upon installation. The fasteners they're using are smaller because they're only using them in their compressive or in their tensile strength rather than shear strength. So they are smaller fasteners, meaning that they are a little bit more tedious and finicky as far as torque spec goes. But it does make the overall optic a little bit better. It's gotten a lot of approvals already. There's a lot of police departments already running this thing, and it's a pretty cool design. Builder, you want to show them?
Are we still talking about it?
Yeah. Did you find it?
Yeah. You were talking about the T-nut, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's even got a Builder is on. No, there you go. There you go. Nope. Right there. Nope. No, too far. Right there. Nope. A little farther. Nope. Right there. Okay. That's it. That's what it looks like. Wow. I can't see that at all.
Sorry,
That's what it looks like, though. So anyway, so another cool thing that allows them to do is that allows them to make the plate itself out of polymer because they're no longer threading into the plate. They're only threading through the plate. This is the new HP Jet Fusion 3D printing. So this isn't the FDM standard layer printing. Makes it a lot better of a part. This is the same thing that Builder Shooter's custom Smith brace is made from on his Strybog. It's a nice new technology. I'm not 100% sold on the plastic yet. It seems to be okay. It seems to be holding up all right. But it does hold it up.
Our biggest test of that's going to be, I assume he'll probably release a video of it, but Aaron Cowan has one right now mounted up on a Gen 5 MOS clock.
It's actually this one.
Right.
No, his is a Holosun.
Right, but it's
this
that
version
one
with the hood.
And he's going to beat the crap out of that.
So they did create this version with the hood on it. All that does is that gives you a buffer between the hood of your optic and whatever you're hitting. It's not meant, and I've seen this joke going around a lot, like, oh, because RMRs are so prone to folding. It's not that they're prone to folding, it's that the glass is close to the front. So this gives you another 1/4 of an inch in between the glass and whatever you're punching. Because Aaron Cowan hates fence posts.
Must punch all the fence posts.
Take out all of the fence posts. All right. Yeah, so Harry, how's it going? So Harry says 3D printing's really changed the game, and it is. Now it is. It didn't used to. I mean, a year ago, if you had told me that they were making 3D printed parts, I would have laughed. And I mean, when we first found out that Builders was 3D printed, before we learned about this new technology, he wanted to give it back.
Yeah, I wasn't very happy.
No. But it ended up being a pretty nice part. It's actually held up better than my SB brace has to fire. My SB brace is super wobbly wiggly, and his custom Smith is still pretty strong.
It's getting wiggly, but it's still pretty good. It is less wiggly now than yours was brand new. Yeah.
And I mean, mine is super wiggly now. That's honestly my biggest complaint about my Strybog is the brace. That SB brace is not a great thing. Kathleen, am I going to test what? The plates or this particular plate? So I don't have an RMR anymore. This plate is RMR specific as well as Glock MOS specific. I don't have a Glock MOS. Builder does. And I don't have an RMR. I sold it because I'm going to get a Holosun 508T. So I've not, I have not been, so I got an RMR, ran it for about a month, used it, ran it. And honestly, I wasn't that impressed. I mean, it wasn't, I like my Holosun better. And yes, I'm aware that the RMR is slightly more durable. And when I say slightly, I mean very, very slightly.
The amount that's not going to matter to a shooter like you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you were taking it to Afghanistan, I would tell you to buy an RMR. If you were taking it to the streets of Detroit, I would actually, it's a toss up there. If you're a regular shooter using it, Holosun. I mean, if you want to spend the money on an RMR, go for it. They do get brighter. There is that.
I think there's a few options, and I'm not just saying this because of Sage's videos, but there's a few options out there that I think kind of rival the RMR at this point.
Yep.
As far as merely on durability, the Acro, it's a very durable optic. The titanium Holosuns, they are incredibly durable as well. And I mean, the RMR is a beast also.
Did you see his group after the last
I didn't watch the 508
2,000 rounds? Okay, you should. The last drop after the 2,000 rounds. So he does 500 rounds, drops it, does that for 2,000 rounds. The very last drop, his group was tighter than his initial group.
Did any of the screen break at all?
No.
Cool.
No, the thing was, he said that there was some minor delamination, but he never showed it. So it obviously wasn't enough to, it wasn't like, so the 507 had a little bit of cracking around the outsides, but I mean, the 508 was a freaking beast through the whole thing. So,
because I believe the first generation 508, he tested it too, and I believe it cracked or chipped a little bit as well. You have that with a rounded hood.
Yes.
But with the 508T and then the 509T,
yep,
509T chipped or cracked a little bit, but they both held up a whole lot better, it sounds like.
Sorry, I'm chatting. Kyle needs to send me a link to the V2 508T if he ever finds one. So Kathleen wants to know, would you suggest? What would you suggest for someone alone in the woods? A 45-70. 308 will do too. 308 will do the job.
I disagree.
No, which between which one?
So everybody, like when they
10 millimeter.
Well, when they talk about going to Alaska or whatever, they're like, "Well, I better get my Alaska gun." You know, 454 Casull or a 460 Smith or 500 Smith. You know, just a big bore revolver in case a bear comes and gets you, right? But I've also heard the inverse of that. So you have a 5-shot, heavy, large caliber revolver that will take down a bear, and now you have a pack of wolves.
Yep.
Now what do you do?
Honestly, a 10 mil is the best option.
And I'm not saying 10 millimeter is the best option.
I am.
But, I mean, an 8-shot 357.
Yeah, but even then, even an 8-shot 357, you're looking at a revolver.
Yeah. And I guess you had mentioned rifles. I would do something faster than a 45-70 to use.
The 45-70 was just a joke.
Yes, definitely something faster to use than a 45-70.
And technically
preferably magazine fed.
A 45-70 is an old round. If you are really going to like somewhere like Alaska, you want a modern necked round. It's going to give you more velocity. It's going to give you more power. It's going to just do a better job. The 45-70 is cool.
Well, 45-70 holds its own. I mean,
it does.
You can load those things with 500 grain projectiles, and it will punch through an elephant.
In modern loadings, the 45-70 is an adequate gun. But here's the thing: is you take that 45-70, you neck that down to a 40, and you've just added 500 feet per second to the velocity. Like, so I mean, it's a crapshoot.
But I'm not a big fan of
totally exist.
If you want a big bore gun to take out in the woods like that, I know this is really off topic, but a big bore gun out in the woods like that, I'm not a big fan of like a 458 SOCOM personally, but 458 SOCOM or 450 Bushmaster AR, that's when you're talking something where you could drop a mag, put a new one in.
I'm still thinking that 50 Beowulf is a thing.
Or 50 Beowulf, yeah.
Just because I need a 50 cal AR.
That's fine.
What Professor said, that's what I was saying about the revolver. He says, for bears, get a Glock 20. You don't shoot big bore revolvers well enough to carry one. Yeah. I've shot a Ruger Alaskan in 44 mag. The little 2.5-inch barrel 44 mag gun. That thing is a handful. And they were big. They were heavy, like hand loaded rounds too. And I tell you, having shot that once, I wouldn't rely on myself to shoot a bear at 50 yards. And I don't want it closer than that.
And Harry has a good point. I guess, man, I went down a tangent here, but
that's all right.
If you can get with carrying 2, definitely a double stack 10 millimeter pistol, and definitely a 45-70 in my opinion. 45-70, you load that thing with hardcast lead 405s, and it's just going to do the job on big stuff. 10 millimeter, it'll take care of everything else.
And the 45-70 is, I mean, it compared to a 45 mag or a 44 mag, the 45-70 is a beast.
Yeah.
Like if you're going with a lever gun in Alaska, I wouldn't bother with 44 Magnum. I would go 10 millimeter and 45-70 just because. So, all right. What do we say? So Professor says he loves shooting his 44 mag, just loaded 400 rounds with 20 grains for 20 of 2,400 powder. See, I don't know powder and reloading stuff.
What weight projectile are you using, Professor? That's the crazy thing is if you hand load 44 mags, I mean, you can find loaded stuff, but if you hand load them, it's obviously a lot better. You can get hand loads up to 280 grain projectiles. I mean, just freaking toads shooting at whatever you're shooting at. Kathleen, hardcast is it? Yeah, okay.
That I'm going to end the Instagram one because nobody's on there. So by Instagram, that removes one thing that I have to actually pay attention to. Kathleen says you don't hurt Yogi the Bear. You know what? If he's stealing my damn honey, I'm hurting Yogi. That son of a gun. So is anything, I did not do my due diligence. Is anything new going on in the gun industry right now? I think everybody's pretty much on hiatus.
Yeah, as far as I know.
There's a couple of like super expensive things coming out, but I honestly, like, the instant somebody comes out with like a super expensive thing, I don't even pay attention anymore. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a poor. I'm not a poor. I'm value driven.
Somebody debuted something. I don't know that it's even noteworthy.
It's not noteworthy.
Coop sent me that Magpool's gonna drop their pistol brace in like fall of 2020.
I'll bet they were gonna drop it at NRAM and they're pushing it off.
The original date was summer, is what he said.
Yeah.
Kathleen, I will never give up on New Beretta, yeah. I gave up on that one hardcore.
Which one? A New Beretta being?
The 92 Performance.
Ah.
I just can't justify it. I have a Beretta that I'm not going to put a dovetail mount optic on, and I'm not going to not run an optic on a gun, especially for that price.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Honestly, these days, and we've said this before in the chats, it's asinine for a gun manufacturer. Now, granted, it's because the 92 is a super old design, but any gun company bringing out a gun that has been designed in the last 4 years, there's no excuse to not have it have an optics ready option.
Yeah, I'm not even going to say that I won't buy another Beretta, because I will. I love Berettas. I absolutely love them, but probably not the 92X Performance. That's just a lot of money for something that's not going to get me where I want to be.
Okay. So I've got a couple of questions here. So Pistol Pete and Kyle have both asked about the trigger. So if you guys who follow me on Instagram saw, I've got a new trigger. Oh, and I posted a video on it. I've got a new trigger in my P10. It is a test and evaluation unit from Overwatch. Overwatch traditionally has created aftermarket triggers for Glocks. He's got a bunch of triggers for like everything, but Glocks.
He's got shield triggers out now.
He does have shield triggers, but so I've got one in my P10 now, and of the, I think 7 different types of P10 triggers that I've shot, including the Gen 1 and kind of the Gen 1.5. My P10F is the newer Gen 1.5 trigger, and my P10 is the older Gen 1 trigger. I would put this tied for first place with the HBI. They're different. They're different for sure. I actually have a review, kind of like a short take on this whole thing coming up soon. But they're different for sure. But so the HBI feels like it's got a little bit less take up. The Overwatch seems to help you reset a little bit quicker, if that makes sense. Like, you know how some triggers just seem kind of bouncy off the reset? Like, so you pull them out, and then as you let go, it kind of feels like it's helping you with that reset. So the Overwatch feels like it's helping you with the reset a little bit more. The HBI feels a little bit more laggy. But really, I mean, I would put them on par with each other. So Pistol Pete was asking about the strikers. So Overwatch's trigger, it's $99. It will be $99. It's not out yet. It will be $99, which is, well, it's so the majority of P10 triggers are around the $60 mark. But here's the thing about the Overwatch unit. The Overwatch unit comes with the same, like with a shoe, just like everybody else. But it also comes with an NP3 coated tool steel striker. The idea here is replacing the striker rather than the striker spring will still give you that light trigger pull, and it does reduce the trigger pull weight without reducing the reliability, like the HBI trigger does by replacing the striker spring, therefore making it not hit the primer as hard. So you can use the Overwatch trigger on any primer and not have an issue, whereas the HBI, I've not heard that it has, but it could. So yeah, but it definitely, the two work very well together. And they seem to be fitting into each other, kind of wearing into each other, which is really nice. Cause it seems to be getting even better as I go, but I love it so far. My two favorite parts about it are the trigger profile. Overwatch just makes some pretty triggers. Like I love how it's a flat face with that slight little recurve on the bottom of it. But then they also, the dingus. So sorry to steal a term from Mac, but the dingus on a lot of guns, the dingus doesn't go flat with the trigger face. Overwatch's does. So in as weird as it is, when you get about 300 rounds down range with a trigger, and I noticed this mostly at our training with condition red response, at the end of the day, I actually had a little bit more wear on the middle of my trigger finger than I did on the sides, because the dingus on the Suarez trigger that I was using doesn't go flat. So as you're firing, you can actually feel that dingus in the trigger and it rubs on your finger. Well, the Overwatch trigger doesn't have that. The dingus folds flat with the face of the trigger, therefore making it a little bit easier to shoot more rounds through, which is always a super nice thing. That's all I have to say about that. Builder's not shot it yet, social distancing and all.
Haven't seen my gun in like a month and a half. I'm just stuck with this piece of crap 19 with a big moon cut out of the front of the grip. My hand doesn't even fit on it. That's 26.
Honestly, I'm glad I have tiny hands, or else that 19 would drive me insane.
It is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh
I would
my
imagine
gosh,
big
it's
hands.
bad.
So
if I would have bought that gun, I would have sold it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. I don't feel it. I really don't. My fingers don't reach that far around.
My pinky doesn't go on it, like, at all.
It
goes on my Gen 4 just fine, but with that big hole, there's nothing.
Yeah.
And my
That was a dumb move by Glock. I'm glad they stopped that.
Me too, because that flared magwell on the 17 is sick.
Yeah. So Pistol Pete says the Cajun Gunworks Tool Steel Striker did make a difference in feel for him. It really does. I have a Tool Steel Suarez Striker in my P10F, and I put that in. I actually have a video about that. I put that in with the stock trigger, and it does make a difference. I mean, it's just there's an angle to the face, and there's a smoothness to the face and how it interacts with things, and the face has a certain length. You change any of those, and it's going to change the feel of the trigger. So,
back in the chat a little bit, Coop said,
"Yep."
Coop asked, "What was?" Now I gotta find it. What were you most looking to get your hands on at NRAM?
Thank you. I liked that one.
I wanted to go back to the LTT part of the Berettas and fondle them for hours.
I was so Luago was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go play with the alien.
There?
You know what? That's what we thought about the 92X last year. Yeah. Luago's been out for 2 years now. So I honestly don't think the lines would have been that bad. Most people don't know who they are. You know, you got to remember the NRAM is for the everydays. Like,
that's
half
true.
of the people there are gun fuds.
That's true.
Man, I'm still sad about that. I was so looking forward to NRAM. That was going to be good times.
But that's okay. We're going to go shoot with Hootie Hoo instead.
We are. Yeah, I gotta figure out some. Well, we got to get through this Corona crap first. But yeah, what? Oh, I said it again, didn't I? That's right. Oh, we'll get over it. Yeah, but we're gonna go shoot some big boars with Hootie Hoo later on this year. So that should be fun. Let us know if you guys have any ideas for. Well, first of all, if you haven't seen Hootie Hoo's channel, go over there. It's Who_T_TEE. I think it's underscore. No, it's a dash.
No,
right?
It's underscore.
It is underscore and then who at the end. It's pretty simple, but
we're gonna have to buy paper plates.
Just show up with like a buttload of paper plates.
Just open up the back of the card.
They all fall out. I like that. Hey, guess what we're doing? We're shooting paper. You know what? Maybe we can modify his paper plates and just see how many that we can go through. Just stack up piles of paper plates and blast them with big bore guns. So, let's see. There was something back in the chat, and I don't remember what it was now. Let's see. What was your second thing that you were looking forward in NRAM? Yeah,
I think it was the Holosun booth.
Okay. Honestly, the second, I'll say this: the Luago was the biggest like thing that I wanted to go see. But honestly, the thing that I was the most bummed about not getting to go to was to go meet Humble and Harry in person.
Oh yeah,
that was a bummer. Like I was really looking forward to that. I mean, the Hobbit jokes would have just flown through the roof after that.
Yep.
But it would have been worth it.
But you could have hit Humble with like a big friendly giant thing or whatever.
Oh, that's good. It's good. We could BFG him, and I don't know what Harry is.
Harry's a racist that doesn't like left-handed people.
Is that technically racism, or is that just discrimination?
I don't know.
It's a hate crime.
I got asked
don't
this
take
week
that seriously, people.
When I posted the picture of my, actually yesterday, when I posted the picture of my 17's maiden voyage.
Yeah.
It was in a holster, and I got asked if it was a Harry's holster. And I messaged Harry, and I said, somebody asked me if that was in your holster, but, it wasn't because I can't get one.
Yep. Actually, Harry, that's actually something that I do want to do. So Harry says, let me pull this up on the screen here. Oh, not that one. This one. So Harry says, I think it'd be interesting for you to make different types of budget homemade armor to shoot with Hootie Hoo. I would absolutely love that.
We just threw away like tens of boxes of tiles.
Did you really?
Our shop? Yeah,
I have some tiles. So like I've been watching a lot of those lately, and I've got some ideas up here in the brain space floating around.
Speaking of armor,
yeah,
we got some armor from Sportsman's Guide.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, I think, Italian police. The plates that we're going to shoot are dated 1995, and they're hard. They're Kevlar. There's no ceramic in them, so we're going to see what we can poke through them. And I'm going to be running the camera, so it's going to be really bad.
We need to get you a Steadicam rig. Actually, I've been looking into a gimbal to increase the production value of our movement, because whenever
Isn't that guy in Pulp Fiction in that suit, the black suit.
Who?
A gimbal.
Oh, jeez. Nope. That's not where I was going with that.
I just ruined that word for you.
Locke says that my pronunciation for Laugo is back, so it's Laugo, not Luago. I don't know. I still say Strybog, so I don't know whether I'm just stubborn or don't care. I'm not sure which one, but I can say Laugo for the rest of the one. Laugo. This is America, and we mispronounce things like holler, son.
Holler, son.
I just realized that we were talking about CNH. I'm actually wearing my CNH shirt right now.
Oh.
Yeah. I got that for gun bunnying. I didn't really get that for gun bunnying. Well, I kind of did.
You put on lipstick to get a free shirt before, so
hell yeah, I did. Know. I would. Hey, free shirt's a free shirt, my friend. I would have done that for a sticker.
Did you bring your pistol stand in yet?
No, it's still in the garage.
Aww.
It's safety first, man. Coop says go to NRAM next year. I hope to. Builder probably won't be with us. It's in Texas next year. So, and getting Builder on a plane is...
You ever seen a cat in a bathtub? It's like that.
I've seen video of a cat in a bathtub. My only problem is paying for the plane flight. So,
Oh, yeah.
or I could just find somebody and my
Kathleen,
family
he wears those
on trip.
normally anyway, so it's not that big of a deal.
I have to wear them in order to hit my 5'6" height. Okay. Otherwise, I'm 5'2.5", and that ain't good one. Kyle says he doesn't fly either. I don't blame you. I haven't flown in years, like a long time. It's oh man, when did I fly last? 2002, maybe. Oh my gosh, it's been almost 20 years since I've flown. I'm old enough for it to have been almost 20 years since I flew on a plane.
I'm not too far away from that. I was probably 2003 or 2004.
There are things that happened in like the early 2000s that I like remember and realize how far back that was, and then my age hits me and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's painful. That hurts. Oh, I like Locke's idea. Locke says, let them know how much plane tickets are. Maybe they can help. I mean, I'm sure I'll complain about it at some point on a live chat. That's what I do. I typically complain about money on live chats, it seems. I do that a lot. But, yeah, actually, I mean, we hit a good string of luck lately on the parts train. So,
yeah.
We got the TAC Ultra all but about $30 of the accessories done, and Builder covered the $30. I mean, it's his gun, but but considering how much stuff we got, hey,
I still have less than the actual price of the gun in it. So,
no, yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do by a lot.
Oh my gosh, wow, that's yep. Okay then.
Somebody's been keeping track about this.
Yeah, I only kept track. So it's about, I think, including retail price of the gun, I think we're at about $1,040. Is about what we're at with, if you count the gun, at about $750, which you can get it for if you can find it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's a hell of a deal for a gun.
It is.
Kathleen says that I get the little people discount. Do they have a discount? I only take up half a chair. Lengthwise. Unfortunately, widthwise, it's the whole chair, so I'm not sure that's going to help us a whole lot. But
the worst part is he usually doesn't do that because they make him do a little dance, and he just feels uncomfortable.
I wouldn't feel uncomfortable if they didn't make me wear the hat and the nose. I'd be good if they didn't do that. I just got to see you almost spit that up again over on this screen. It was great.
They have little balloons full of helium, and he has to suck one of those up first and then sing a song too.
Pretty much. I mean,
we represent the lollipop.
Locke, I was actually wondering if maybe there was like a double amputee who's been cut off from like the waist down, that we could like share a seat. Maybe like one of us could take the bottom and I could take the top. I don't know.
I like how you said one of us could take the bottom and I could take the top.
There's a guy on social media that I follow who has one leg, and he has his left leg, I believe. Crispy? And he went out and found a guy who has the same shoe taste, same shoe size, and has the other leg. So they split a pair of shoes. Nice. They buy a pair of shoes and split them up. It's great. Kathleen just said it's getting strange and gay. I didn't say what sex the midget was. Or no, it wasn't a midget. It was an amputee. Whoa. Whoa. All right.
Dear Lord, baby Jesus.
I like the little baby Jesus. Oh, hey, Jordan's here. How's it going, man?
Hey.
Nah, I mean, it was mediocre funniness. Some funny. It was not funny, haha.
Spoiler alert,
funny
it
gay.
was a short joke.
Actually, it was funny gay. That's the best part. But so yeah, going back to that, I do plan on going to NRAM next year. I just have to talk the wife into it. That's the more difficult part. But if I can plan the trip to take one day, or maybe like I'll leave. Oh, if I left and flew in the night before. Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how that'll work. I got a while. I got like a year to worry about this. So, yeah, Locke, and myself. Technically, I'm in there too. That's John Jeffrey says, at least you're not an oozer overflowing into other passenger seats. Those are the worst. It's true. I do not have that problem. But
plus, if you sit in front of him, you can lean the seat all the way back.
You could, you could indeed. Now, I mean, I'll be able to smell your hair like Joe Biden, but oh, that's real nice.
Hey, even the poor kids are as smart as the white kids.
God, how? Like, okay, when Trump got the nomination, I was like, how? And then, not to be one-upped, Joe Biden. Yep. You know, life, you know, the thing. The thing, and oh man, that guy, he's fallen off the truck. He's like been way left behind.
Yep.
Okay, anyway, back to gun stuff. Let's see what else we have going on gun-wise. I recorded a bunch of videos on Tuesday that one of them you guys won't be able to see for quite a while, but hey, that's all right. I'll tell you about it later. That's an interesting story. It's super fun. Yeah. So Pistol Pete says we don't normally talk politics. We don't, because I'm a gun channel and people aren't here to hear my political opinions. If you guys ask, I'll let you know what they are, but I'm not going to freely just like delve into that. That's not why you guys watch my channel. I'm not a political commentator. I ain't that smart. I'm not that well spoken. That's Harry says Joe Biden's like Trump, but with no success. Yeah, actually. Well, and I've posted this on more than one of my progressive friends' Facebook posts as they're complaining about Bernie dropping out and Biden, and I'm like, yeah, now you know how we felt 4 years ago. that was generally it. One of those. How did this happen?
I've decided that when I get of age to run for president, I'm going to run for president. I'm going to get all those campaign donations, and I'm going to buy 4 houses. That seems like the right thing to do. Oh, and then I'll drop out of the election.
Right? That's the perfectly right thing to do. That sounds like a super familiar story, though.
Yeah. He'll be dead by then.
So, I think Pete got rid of it. But I'm not so sure. Not so sure where things are going. I think Pete, I'm going to bring it up despite you having retracted the message. I'm going to bring it up anyway. So there's been a trend going on of like the upper class, like governmental people not wearing masks. I think they're vaccinated. I do. I think.
Don't know if did you guys hear that
experimental vaccines?
That hot mic thing?
Yeah.
And they specifically said in the beginning of this, you don't need to wear a mask because we're all vaccinated anyway.
Yep. I think that there is an experimental vaccine that they have deemed works, but it might only work for like a certain amount of time, and they're working on extending it. So there's something not perfect about it, but they've got it well enough, because otherwise Trump would have gotten it. He had been in contact with enough world leaders who also had it and not taken, overt precautions, that he should technically have it with how infectious it is. So I that's just what I think. But take that with a grain of salt.
The lizard Illuminati.
Oh no, Kathleen. we can talk COVID-19 all day, but you start bringing the lizard people in, and they will ban this video.
Now the real question is, are birds real?
No. They're out changing the batteries right now.
Exactly.
That's what this is all about. Oh, okay. Let's get off the COVID train, because we will get my butt bounced off of here for that. Eventually that will happen. So let's go to one of the things that we're all missing. So, Builder, your first USPSA match of the year, what are you going to run?
I think I'm going to run carry optics.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've pulled you to the dark side.
Oh, no.
No, the 17 has pulled you to the dark side.
No. Me not buying a holster or mag carriers yet is pulling me to the dark side.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Technically, either way, I'm making you spend money on things. Actually, no, you're running a free blade and a free optic right now. That's bull.
What a holster, belt, mag carriers, mags that I already have.
That's all right. I'm kind of jealous about that. So I'm going to be running the Legion.
No crap.
I do have.
No, you got to run the P10F.
No.
Yeah.
No.
P10F
I did not spend $850 on a gun to not run it.
I did not lose my legs in Vietnam.
I did not make embarrassing phone calls begging for gun parts to not run this gun. So I'm running the Legion. I've got the CNH optics plate, the V4 adapter plate going from the Romeo 1 Pro DPP that's on there to an RMR. It should be here on Saturday, so it'll have a dot Saturday night. So Manny Things wants to know how much it costs to get you into your limited rig. Manny, are you talking specifically holster and mag carriers, or are you talking about the gun and everything included?
Holster and mag carriers, I'm looking at about $100, so not a ton. I just haven't ordered them yet, and then I'll have another, I think, 85 in Dawson Precision sights down the road.
Yeah, you know what? Let's before we get the Dawsons on there, we can at least replace that fiber rod, though. Are you going to do that, or you want me to?
I don't care.
Okay. I'm not sure I've got fiber for that.
You have the gun, so
I do have the gun, but I don't know if I've got the fiber for it. So I'll take a look and see what I got. But yeah, we're actually running here. Give me just a second. I'm going to go grab one of my new mag carriers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I believe I am going to run a holster.
Because Harry won't make you a left-handed. Well, Harry doesn't make a holster for that anyway. So.
I haven't even asked. There's no sense in it.
No, he doesn't make left-handed holsters.
He doesn't have the mold for the gun.
So I think you're going to run these mag carriers too, right?
If we can modify them to work, yeah.
I still think we can.
I think we can do.
So the mag carriers that we're running are these. They're unbranded knockoffs. Black Scorpions. They're not even knockoffs. These are. I have high I think these are Black Scorpions without the branding on the faceplate. I just think they are. So that's what we're both going to end up running this year. I am battling myself with laser etching the logo, my Work the Trigger logo on this surface right here.
You know what we're going to do instead?
No.
I'm going to get the red ones, and we're going to trade those plates.
Oh, yes.
I know.
I like this idea. And then can I laser etch my logo?
I don't care what
and color fill. Laser etch and color fill my logo.
Whatever.
I like this idea. This is we're going places here.
I accidentally kind of went with a red theme. I got a red belt 2 years ago, and just thought it would be better than just a black one. And now I have red mag extensions for the Rock Island, and I kind of want to keep red going. So I'm going to get it.
It turned out really nice. Man, I wish I could get that gun out and just show you guys.
I don't know if I'm going to do EMT red or blood red on the Holster Co. holster, but those mag carriers come in red as well.
I forgot to tell you, Builder, last week, where was I? Why am I drawing a brain fart? Oh, Locke donated $10 towards your Dawsons.
Oh, sweet.
So
go ahead and order them then.
Yeah, I'll get right on that. I'll just drop you a 10 when I drop it off. Slide it into the trigger or into the mag well, and then you'll forget. And then you'll load the mag in there, and it'll smash the crap out of it. And then you load, blast some 10s out the end.
You just keep it, and we'll figure it out later.
Oh man, I wish Dawson would play ball with me a little bit, but they don't. They don't.
I
They
like
don't do
Professor's
anything.
open gun.
What is it? Glock 20?
20.
Holy crap! I'm down. I like that idea.
Yep.
You should do it. Let's see. Wait, what are we talking about that works great?
I think he's talking about your mag carriers.
Oh, yeah, I love them so far. They're really nice. The only problem is that I'm going to have to Loctite it because...
That's what he said.
Oh, is it?
Don't lose the 8 screws.
Oh, no, it's... So the Loctite, the way this works is there's a ball joint down in here, and then the screw, you take off this faceplate to get to the screw down here, which goes into that. Where's my light? There it is. That T-nut. So I'm going to have to Loctite that in because you can actually accidentally loosen it by moving this. You can loosen or tighten it by doing that, which wouldn't be too bad, except when it's on your belt and you go to grab a mag, you can actually shift it a little bit. So I'm going to have to Loctite that, but honestly, I love them so far.
You have to run your mags vertical, don't you?
No, I can slant them.
In carry optics, you can slant them.
You just can't. You can't have them horizontal, and you can't have them
in front of your
hip bone, right?
Because I can run mine in front of my
right.
I can put them wherever I want.
Yeah, Humble ran it inside the waistband. Although that was open, right?
Limited and open have the same carry position, basically.
Okay. Oh, there you go then. Oh no, Harry's internet's crapping out. Have a good night, Harry. We'll see you. But and then I'm just gonna be running my Ghost Tactical belt. Do you have a double alpha?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous. Although, I mean, people talk about belts so much. It's a rigid, like nylon coated belt with a Velcro inner belt. I'm not sure how, unless you get a bigger belt, like one, I don't know. What variability is there, really?
I know running production with the 34, I can have 5 mags on it, the 34 on one side. I can grab the front of it and hold it straight out, and it remains a rigid circle.
Yeah,
I don't know that it'll do that with the Rock Island. But
my Ghost did that with the TAC Ultra, or not the TAC Ultra, the SPO1 on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd like to run the SPO1 once this year. Man, I wish that production had 15 round mags. They really should. With what production is now, they should have a 15 round cap instead of a 10 round cap. But
the 10 round cap,
got to make it nice for those people in California.
Exactly. That's what limited 10's for.
I know. Dang those guys. Anyway, let's see what else. Oh, and I'm waiting. It's too bad Harry's gone because I was going to give him crap about my competition holster. I got to find a holster for that thing. I think we're going to end up starting USPSA. This weekend has been canceled, obviously. Shooting Gallery New England, yes, 10 round mags definitely suck. That's why I'm glad that I live in a state with freedom, where we can have as many rounds as we want. But you just can't show them on YouTube. That's the catch. I don't know if did you know that you can't show is it 30 round AR mags or over 30? That might be a problem because I just did an AR review with 30 or a part review with 30 round mags. So we'll see about that. I just won't monetize that one. Whatever. It's getting to the point where I'm having to be super picky and choosy about which videos I monetize and which ones I don't. Like
we're gonna have a review of a API coffin mag here pretty soon too.
Yeah, I forgot that was coming.
I didn't.
Also, I still have your beta. Sorry about that.
I didn't forget about that.
I know you didn't, but I haven't forgotten about it. I just forget to put it in my bag. Shooting Gallery, yes, it is. Massachusetts is the East Coast, California. It's insane how commie Massachusetts is. It really is. Ooh. Carl Disney says, hey, work, my stimulus check is going to pay for a suppressor for my Strybog. Any suggestions? I'll tell you this. That's a good option. I don't know suppressors. I don't. It's like Red Dots and me a year ago. Like, I don't have one. I haven't been looking hard into buying them, so I don't know I'm worth a crud. I am trying to get... So if anybody knows anybody over at Silencer Central, like, do a name drop for me. So Silencer Central is they're a manufacturer, but they also, kind of like the Silencer Co. kiosk, they will walk you through the process of getting the paperwork done, doing your trust, and they'll actually ship the thing to your door, which is kind of cool.
I had my trust done through a company like that, and it was very convenient.
Yeah, tutorials, and I don't know jack about the process, so I feel like it'd be a pretty darn good match if they walk me through the process and I show you guys. But so if anybody knows anybody over there, or just bombard them with, hey, look into Work the Triggers channel, go over there, work with him. If you guys do that, I would much appreciate it.
I've heard the Lunar 9 is a really nice can. Plus, I love this is dumb, but I love the end cap that Gym Tech puts on there.
I knew you were going to say that. You know why? Because I think everybody likes the end caps on Gem Techs a little bit.
Locke, I have no experience with these whatsoever. What you're referring to,
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Not even a little, and I can definitely not tell you that they don't work worth a crap. Especially compared to a registered suppressor like I have.
You know, that's one of the few things that you can actually say that outright and be fine with it, because they already know you have it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's not legal for me to have. I have it. I have the stamp for it. It's right behind me.
So, Shooting Galler New England says he's been trying to find a job in the gun industry, and he has to look out of state. Actually, Massachusetts has way too many gun places for, like, it's insane. But I don't blame you for looking for a job in the industry, though. That'd be fun. I've heard horror stories. I think it'd be fun, and I actually think working like an evening in a gun shop a week would be kind of a fun thing, but I think Builder would disagree.
Yeah.
Been there,
done that. The nicest part was the discount, but that also was a bad part.
Yeah, that's true.
Way
that's
more
true.
than I was making.
Why do you think I want to work there? Oh,
Jordan with the low blow.
Yeah, that was, man. That kind of hurt a little bit. Is there a knife in my back? No, luckily though, my channel is small enough that I don't get dinged for some things that other channels might. Now I do get dinged for, like, they catch trigger modifications like a lot. Like, you cannot sneak a trigger modification video past them. And I do, if you guys haven't noticed, I do a lot of trigger modifications, a lot of them. So how many guns do I have with stock triggers? 2? I think I have 2 guns with stock triggers. Stock untouched triggers.
I couldn't tell you what either one of them are.
The P365 and the Glock 19. I think that's...
Remington 597.
I don't even count that as a gun. That's a club.
It's a beaten stick.
It's a club that might have an alternate use. Hey, Locke, you are absolutely right. And actually, thank you, everybody, because you guys hopping in on these things and watching this and helping us out helps out a bunch. So my channel growth rate is going up. Right now, we're at about 400 subs per month average. So here's the goal. The goal for the channel is 10,000 subs by the end of the year. Right now, I'm on pace for that, but we get a lot of fluctuations, ups and downs. So I mean, I'm hoping to make it. You know, one of the biggest things that helps is thumbs ups and commenting on videos. That helps drastically because it drives all of those videos up in the YouTube algorithm. YouTube, the way that they do all their stuff, they will throw your video up higher in the search results if you get a lot of people that like it and a lot of people commenting on it. So you guys just, blasting away in the chat room while we're sitting here talking. Muy bueno. So yeah, out of curiosity, what can in the chat? So I want to get a can eventually, suppressors. Oh, and that helps a lot too. Thank you, Locke. I appreciate that a lot, man. As I said, that stuff.
That's for the Dawson sites.
That's for the Dawson sites too. That helps us out a lot. Because as we said, this stuff ain't cheap. We've been on a pretty good run lately as far as companies helping us out. But even when companies help us out, 50% of the time we still pay. So like that Ghost trigger, I got a discount on it, but it was a pricey trigger. So
guns?
Huh?
The gray guns?
Yeah, the gray guns. Yep. It was still over $100 for that trigger. And it's a $150 trigger. So it's not like I'm not appreciative of it. It was awesome. But, stuff does cost money.
Mm-hmm.
So Shooting Gallery New England, he's got a YouTube channel if you guys want to hop over there and check out his channel. But he says, I've got a video on the Victory trigger from Tandem Cross coming out soon. And it's going to be 2 different videos so YouTube doesn't take it down. So here's the thing, Shooting Gallery. Can I just call you like Shooting or Gallery or Knee? That's what we're going to call him. Knee. Anyway, so you can have it up. You just can't monetize it. They will tag that thing with limited monetization faster than you can breathe. So just basically when you do a trigger video, you just bite the bullet and admit what it is and take the limited monetization. And that kind of keeps you on good behavior with them. Red dots, I tend to try to, slide underneath a little bit more just because red dots aren't, I think those are falsely flagged by them. But red dots I'll play with, but trigger ones, I just bite the bullet and allow them to do limited monetization on it. So. Oh, Ashley won't let Jordan donate. I see how it is. She's like, oh, we got better things to pay for than some dude on the internet in his basement with his friend in his dining room.
Nailed it.
And that's our chat in a nutshell.
And Ashley's reading my comment and getting mad.
Uh-oh. What did you write? All right, that's fair. That's all right. Yep. Well, you guys making fun of that. Remember 10 minutes ago when I said I want to go to NRAM next year, but I have to clear it with the wife? Yeah. Shooting Gallery says, says.
His name's Joe.
His name's Joe. All right, I can call you Joe. That's all right, I guess. But he's not monetized yet. Dude, you got nothing to worry about then. They'll be fine. You won't. Now, you got to play the game a little bit as far as like your title and stuff goes, but they're not going to pull it down. They just demonetize it. So what they're hoping for is that limited monetization will reduce people's drives to produce those videos, therefore not having as many out there. I still really like trigger modifications and I like showing people how to do them. So I still do them because they're fun and because, let's be honest, stock triggers most of the time kind of suck.
Did I tell you that I remembered what you needed to talk to Tactical Toolbox about?
No, you didn't. How? What? Okay, you're tell me in a live chat. Let's go. Let's do this. What is it?
Everybody on the live chat, all 20 of you, are going to hear me say this. Full 30.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What were we talking to him about Full 30 about though? Is he in on that? I know Mac is.
He does all of his videos and then he does the tutorials on Full 30.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
so
but his
main video can be monetized.
I have tried 3 different friggin' times to get an account over on Full 30, and they have never allowed, like they've never approved it. I feel
Right,
like,
but that's what we were going to talk to him about.
well, right. I don't think there's an admin over there anymore. I don't think there's a guy behind the computer getting the notifications being like, okay, we'll give them a channel. I think they just gave up on it and they're like, screw it. Like, it's insane.
I think he posted the full 30, and I think there's another one he posted. You might just talk to him about
yeah,
it.
like Vimeo or something.
Yeah, something
Like that. Technically, so technically,
he can post the tutorials on there and not get taken down.
I could post tutorials, keep them private or keep them unlisted, and link them to my webpage. I could do that. It's just that when you don't, well, it depends on if I can pair with a company to be able to do like affiliate links or something with that stuff, because otherwise it's just catching the people that go to your website in the first place, and it doesn't pull in a lot of interest. So, Joe, I am not on Gun Streamer. I don't know. I've actually never even,
because that's what he does. He says full video or full build in the link below, and then you just go watch.
Right.
I assume you do. I never do.
Yeah, people really tend to not follow those links,
and I don't.
Yeah. Like I think I followed them once. So,
like, if I was interested in making a budget 2011, I would probably watch his videos.
Yeah.
Like the other part, I watched his YouTube videos.
So I 100% honesty right now. So the reason that be scared, builder. So the reason that I don't really bother looking into Full 30 much, into Gun Streamer much, I don't post specific videos for my other thing, is I'm a pretty small channel. So the majority of the videos that I do, I gotta be going somewhere with them, either improving my own personal stuff or trying to create stuff that viewers have asked for or watched. I gotta cater a little bit, and so I'm kind of nervous about producing stuff that's a little bit even more niche than the stuff that I already make, because let's be honest, I don't go out there and shoot holes in bulletproof stuff in plates, and I don't do stuff like that very often. And when I do sway, it's hilarious the number of people that watch my videos weekly who hop in and they're like, well, this was unexpected. This is out of the norm. What are you doing? And it's like, I'm having fun. But so, yeah.
Yeah, like we worked our butts off filming that condition red response video.
Yeah.
And it's got like 5 views. And
yeah.
4 of them are us.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they just don't do that well. The niche videos don't. And then Locke has the other point that I wanted to get to. There's nobody on those comparatively. Like YouTube,
it would just be something to send somebody from YouTube to that to watch your tutorial. Yeah,
I'm not going to gain new viewers over there more than likely. You know, YouTube is a gigantic search engine. It is where the people are right now, unfortunately. And none of these other ones are going to be as good unless there will never be a gun specific social media application that is as successful as a multi-thread social media application.
No.
You know, if gun book, Facebook for gun guys, never going to succeed like Facebook does. GunTube, you know, YouTube for gun guys, never going to be as successful. It's sad, but it's true. And it's the exact same thing with every hobby. You're going to run into the same stuff. You know, hairdresser tube for hairdressers, never going to be as successful as YouTube, despite there being massive numbers of hair and makeup tutorials on YouTube. It's a thriving niche in YouTube. They would never be able to make their own social media application. They will have to tag along just because that's the way the world works. People want to be able to one-stop shop. They want to be able to go to YouTube and go from watching a trigger getting installed to watching how to perm their own hair.
Have you been looking at my search history?
Maybe. I was wondering why you cut it all off until I saw that, and then I was like, oh, he didn't figure out how to perm it.
Yep.
Mm. Or you tried and failed. By the way, do we have the same Tumblr?
Real King?
Rule King. Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that's exactly right, Locke. So Locke says, if people are like him, and they are in this case, they're not going to places for specialized content. They want to lazily watch all sorts of unrelated things. And that is 100% true. I'm that way. You know, I hop on YouTube, and as much as I like gun content and watch gun content, it's only about a third of what I watch on here. I watch gun content. I watch car stuff. I watch Alex Steele beat the crap out of metal and make crazy things and fix stuff. I miss, here's the thing I miss about YouTube: conspiracy theory holes. Like the black holes of conspiracy theory that you used to be able to just fall down. Like you'd start off watching a video about like Blue Jays and end up watching a video about how birds aren't real. And they're all just surveillance cameras, and that we're all inside so that they can change the batteries. So, yeah, Manny Things is the exact same way. He watches a bunch of different stuff: gun stuff, truck mods, vlogs, cooking shows. And like I watch Peter McKinnon. Dude is a good photographer, great vlogger. I pick up video tips from him. I mean, I watch tons of stuff. I'll hop on there and figure out how to do different aspects of my job when I'm stumped on that. So I never get stumped on my job. I'm that awesome.
Yeah, me too.
Crackhead's getting paid $13 an hour.
I went over to Work's house to help him build a closet, and we were getting it all framed up. And he's an engineer, and I'm a carpenter, and those are two different lines of work. So he's really thinking about stuff really hard. And I said, I don't even remember what it was, but I was like, listen. Some meth head's getting paid $13 an hour to do this. This is not hard work. Said that like 3 or 4 times.
I was trying to determine where the proper screw placement was to be able to deal with the forces from the boards that we were getting ready to put in so I could hang my TV. I was trying to figure out if they were going on the front or the back, or if we were going in from the side, how much I needed to countersink them so that the drywall would end up flush. Yeah. Crackheads making $13 an hour. Oh yeah, video game stuff too. By the way, so I finally broke down and I bought PUBG on Steam. So, because I'm pretty good at PUBG on my phone, like I'm always in like the top 5. Oh my gosh, I suck at that game. It's not even funny how bad I am. I recorded the first like 3 games that I played. Wow.
Is that on your computer?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm terrible at those.
Oh, it's so bad. I'm so bad. Like on my phone, I am like blasting the crap out of people. I'm getting all rigged up, and on my phone, I get blasted out of the air before I freaking let go of my parachute. And that happened the second time I played. Just gone. No, nothing. So, hey, if you guys want to watch me like really, really suck really badly at online gaming, just let me know and I'll upload those. So John Jeffries is asking, any idea when Harry's competition holster Humble keeps teasing about is coming out? I don't know, because I keep harassing Harry about that because I don't have one yet, and I'm sad and I want one. Harry has I can't say a whole lot, but I know that he's got some new holster designs coming out that are a change from what he's been making. Enough of a change that the design aspect of it is just taking a little while. So once he gets done with that, he's going to hop over to the competition holster. And competition holsters are, generally speaking, a little bit easier than concealed carry holsters. They're way more straightforward. So I'm hoping by June, but I don't know. I can't answer that. Let's see what else we got.
I'm running out of
Locke's
steam pretty
asking
quick.
Locke's asking if Pete McKinnon did a collab with Talon Sai. They did. He was just talking about that last week. I think Talon was. So all right. Who knows who Talon Sai is? You don't know who Talon Sai is, right?
I do too.
You do? Okay. I have my aspect on Talon is it's weird. Okay.
I don't know the other guy.
I like the stuff you wouldn't. He's a photographer from Canada.
Oh.
So he's one of those guys. But like Talon does a lot of cool stuff. He's got some cool thoughts, and his videography or his vlog style is really good. But dude's got no personality. Like the way that he delivers everything is just so scripted and so straightforward, and he doesn't really ever say anything with any inflection in his voice to give you an idea of what he's actually thinking. It's just pretty straightforward. And it's weird. Like, I like his stuff, and I'd love to meet the dude in person to see like what his personality is behind the camera as opposed to in front of the camera. But I don't know. Yeah, Locke, his stuff is samey. It's because he has no inflection in his voice. He just talks like so he can be
to be
doing.
Fair, I've only seen like 3 of his videos, and it was on some AR pistol he'd made, and he named it a funny name, and I was interested.
Like Taco Truck?
Yeah, that's dumb.
I love that.
Now I'm going to be quiet for a couple minutes while I look up and see what video it was.
Okay, that's fair. That means I have to talk. Dang it.
Atom Smasher.
He does like, oh, that's right. He does like Jaeger bombs. Well, he doesn't. And he actually was just talking. I don't know why I was literally just watching a video by him, but he's kind of shied away from what he used to do. He used to do a lot more like vlogging and like party stuff. And he got away from that and started doing like travel vlogs a little bit more. He was doing a lot of
skateboard stuff on Instagram.
Yeah. And finally, just a couple of days ago, he was like, yeah, you know what? I don't like the stuff I'm making lately. So it sounds like he's going to go back to his vlogs, which is good. He's a good vlogger. Like his party stuff, when he gets all his buddies and friends together, those are fun videos to watch. It's just hard right now because, we're all on lockdown. I recently purchased 4 terabytes of storage because I'm taking too many videos, by the way. Like way too many. I did the taco truck video is about 20 gigs. Just of me, the process of me doing it.
Is that because the gun's so heavy?
No, I ran into some issues with that. I didn't tell you about that. I ran into some issues with the taco truck, getting everything to where it needs to be. Well, and you know about one of them, but it
doesn't matter.
It wasn't super easy to do that thing. But yeah, so yeah, Manny says he misses his vlogs because his product reviews bore him. I agree. I've actually I've played with the idea before of like doing vlogs and stuff, but to be honest, my day-to-day life is so I don't do things. Like I'm a 35-year-old married dad with 2 little kids. Like when we do things, it's all I can do without a camera to be able to keep my children close enough that they don't get taken by total strangers or hop in someone else's car or fall into the river and get floated away. And like,
to be fair, if somebody took your kids, I mean, there's a 50% chance they give one of them back.
It'd be Remington.
Uh-huh.
They would bring me back. It'd be like, he bit me.
Eli'd be like, cool, 2 Christmases.
No, they'd bring Eli back and he'd still be talking. He'd talking the entire time. They'd be like, no, we had to bring him back because we tried to make a demand phone call and he wouldn't shut up long enough for us to actually be able to tell you.
We gagged him and he chewed through it so he could keep talking.
He kept talking about Pokemon and how many he was going to catch and the house that he was going to build. And yeah, my kid talks a lot, like a lot, guys. A lot. And I don't know where he gets it from. I have absolutely no idea where he gets it from.
Both of mine are like that.
Okay. So Locke's asking about the storage, about 4 terabytes of net. No, it's so I got a 2 terabyte internal drive and a 2 terabyte external drive. I'm going to keep the internal drive in there to be able to use for basically my still in process videos and stuff. And then once I get them posted, I move everything over to an external drive that I can, put away and store off, away from that. But let's see. So Manny says Sunday Gun Day is a cool concept, but it's the same each week, and it really is. There's nothing wrong with doing gun reviews. The world needs gun reviews, says the guy who does gun reviews. But yeah, and he does a good job with it. He just doesn't have a lot of inflection, and he doesn't shoot guns a lot. He shoots, but I don't know. He gives you, and he'll admit that his reviews that he usually does are like first look review type stuff, because he'll only put about 200 to 300 rounds through them. Whereas if I give you guys a review, odds are I've got at least 1,000 rounds through that gun, usually a lot more. I had 2,500-ish rounds through my P10F before I did a review on it. So
it's going to be a while before we do a review on a 17 MOS Gen 5.
Yeah. Well, it's a 17, but it still isn't. Are you not impressed with the Gen 5s? It's a worthy upgrade.
Yes. Like I said, the only thing that I'm disappointed about, and it's just one of the things you get, luck of the draw, the trigger on it is garbage.
It'll work its way back in.
That was a part that I was planning on replacing anyway. So it's not that big of a deal.
You don't buy a Glock with the intentions of keeping sights or the trigger.
Mm-hmm. Your 19 has a better trigger, but your 19's a turd. So I don't care.
My 19 is well worn. It has not had a pretty life, but I don't care because it's a 19. I only have it because that's one of the boxes that I feel like you need to have checked off. You gotta have a 19.
Does it take Glock mags? Yep.
You're right. Plus, that gives me an excuse to get a sub 2000 eventually, which I still want. I just love that. It's just a cool little gun. It's a tube that shoots 9mm out of it.
I want the newest sub 2000, the integral.
Yes.
Integral.
Same here.
The one with the built-in can.
Yep. So, Kathleen, it's not so much that he doesn't like the Gen 5 trigger, because my 19 that he was talking about also is a Gen 5. Glock triggers, just because of the way Glock makes their stuff and their tolerance stacking and everything, you can get an okay Glock trigger, and the very next Glock you buy has a total turd trigger. Like, what is the worst trigger you have ever had in a striker fire gun?
The G40.
Yep.
And that was after we put ghost connectors, and I more than ghost connectors, I bought a whole ghost kit for it, and it just didn't work out well. Yeah, no, and that ain't a cheap gun either. Like, there's no excuse for that. Like, that was, what are those, $600? It was 7 something.
Okay.
Glock kind of has a line where, like, everything up to the 17 platform has the standard trigger in it, and then the 34, 35, the more competition stuff, they did the reduced power trigger bar, and the G40 had that already. And it was, I want to say that when I first got that, we checked the trigger on it, and it was like 7.5 pounds or something.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get by with 7.5 pounds, it's a doable trigger weight, but not when it was that gritty. I could, with my grip, if I held the pistol tight, I could actually stop the trigger from moving.
Yeah.
And it just was a bad combination on that particular gun.
Say cheese, everybody.
Taking a selfie.
Kind of. I guess technically that could be considered taking a selfie. But yeah, Glocks especially, it's a luck of the draw thing with the triggers.
And most of the Glocks I've had have had very decent triggers. As good as you could expect from the factory.
Mind you, he didn't say good, he said decent. Very decent triggers.
Serviceable.
Yeah, that's the thing about Glock. Like, they're not a marksman pistol.
Mm-hmm. But
And
the most
honestly,
expensive Glock that I bought had the worst trigger.
yep. Now, what was the best stock trigger of all of your Glocks? Oh, it was that last 17, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the 17 Gen 4.
Yeah, but that was followed by your 34, right?
34 was okay.
Yeah.
All four of the 19s were okay.
So Builder has had a couple Glocks. we need to
26 was okay.
And you
21 was okay. The 30 was okay. 17L was okay.
43 was meh.
43 was rough.
Good now.
Better. A lot better.
Yeah. It's honestly like I just did the video, the review of that thing finally, and I forgot how much that improved that gun. Like I really did. It's a decent trigger now for minimal effort.
If I could get some of those, if Shield Arms actually came out with the 9-round or 10-round flush fit mag for that, I would be ecstatic with the 43. Right now, I don't like it, but and Lock, the best type of shotgun would be one where you just throw it off a bridge somewhere and pick up something more useful.
I like shotguns. The problem is that I'm not great with them, and I only have a Remington 870. Nah, that's not true. That's not true. I have a Remington 870, and I have a Hawthorne Model 149, I think. It's a cool gun, but not practical. It's a bolt action shotgun, 20 gauge with a detachable box magazine. 2-round detachable box mag.
I have a bolt action 410 Mossberg Model 183T that had an internal box magazine that we replaced 3 times and it never worked, so I created a block so it is now a single shot. I have a Mossberg 500 and I have a insert random name single shot. And they're all shotguns. They all work, but they're just shotguns.
Yep. I would really like I want a semi-auto shotgun because I really want to be able to run a 3-gun match at some point. Like, really want to. But it's not high on my list. Right now, my kids are too young to be able to take that much time away to be able to do both USPSA and 3-gun. And I like USPSA way too much, so.
I have 2 shotguns on my list, and one of them is a one of the Black Aces semi-auto firearms.
Right.
And the other is a Mossberg 930 with the 22-inch barrel, I believe, or 24-inch barrel, the 10+1 930 JM.
So Locke says, think something like an M4 is worth it. So, yeah. Huh?
I do.
How much are those?
A lot. They're like $1,700.
Okay, so I went down to for work, and I work in an engineering department at a very large manufacturing facility. We went to the Indiana Gun Club and went shooting clays, and it was a freaking blast. The guns that they had there were Benellis, just standard, basic hunting rifle Benellis, or hunting shotgun Benellis.
Pump or semi?
Semi. They're nice shotguns, super nice shotguns. Where did I shoot an M4? Was it on that trip? I think it was on that trip. I had somebody brought an M4, and and it was nicer. It really was. Like that's a nice one. So yeah, I'm with Builder. It's worth it. You really are paying for a quality thing there, and I think those are gas operated, aren't they?
Yeah,
which is weird.
The Benelli that I like is the kind of the bastard Benelli, the M3.
Yeah,
where you can convert it from pump to semi.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, Kathleen. Actually, I think we've already covered this one, and I was a jackass.
I will give the same answer every time.
I was a jackass, and I'm still going to stick with my jackass answer. It's going to be a SIG P320.
Oh yeah, your answer's stupid.
And that being said, I like my P10C more than any carry size P320 I have ever touched. I would take the 320 because with that one gun, I could have anything I wanted. Yep. And
yeah,
I mean,
do that with the 17 too.
yeah, but then you sold it.
I have it.
Not the other one.
We don't talk about that one.
The 17 that shall not be named. The 7 meh.
He bitches about that every day.
Who does?
My buddy that bought it.
Oh yeah. Does he not like it?
He works with me and he's like, "Why'd you cut the grip off of this thing? Let me see yours. I'm going to cut the grip off of that." And I said, "You didn't have to buy it."
Yeah. It's not like you bamboozled him into it. Like you weren't like, no, that's totally what a Glock 17 looks like. That's it. That's it. The grip seems kind of short. Nope. You just have tiny hands or big hand. You just have gigantic. Oh yeah. See, stroking his ego a little bit there. No, your hands are huge.
He just bought a couple. No, he bought one ETS 40 round mag for it. The super sticks.
Yeah. So my boss's grandson recently got a 19. He's young, first gun, got a 19 and a 33 round mag.
The first aftermarket Glock magazine I bought. No, that's not true. Yes, the first 9mm Glock magazine I bought was a 33 round mag.
Is it really?
Yeah. I was 18. It was for 17L though, so it was actually proportional.
Yeah, right. It actually made it look good. I still am mad at you for selling that gun.
Yeah. That's the real 17 that we don't talk about.
Do they only make those in Gen 3 frames though?
Yes.
See, no, not worth it anymore. Nope. I hate the Gen 3 frame that much.
You know what you can do with the Gen 3 frame? Or more importantly, a Gen 3 slide.
Put it on a Gen 4 frame.
Put it on a Polymer 80.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. So Manny says he thinks people should get a G17 instead of G19s. Glock 17s are just not as easy to carry for people who aren't like, I couldn't carry a 17 and my hands are tiny. Glock 19s fit me. Honestly, a Glock 19 fits my hand almost identically to how a 17 fits Builder's hand. That way.
It was pretty nice carrying the 17 yesterday because I do some practice draws before I leave, make sure I can clear my garment and everything like that. And first one, I reached down, grabbed hold of the gun, pulled it up. And as I pulled it up, I was like, wow, this is comfortable. Like my pinky wasn't touching the mag. It was just off the grip. It was like, man, is this a P10F? No, this is comfortable. It's a Glock.
Right. What? Dang it. So Sig
it concealed really well also.
Sig did actually announce their X5 Alpha. It's got a safety.
Yeah, Work sends me the picture of it, and I forget what you said, but I replied.
Anything, I just sent it.
I said, it has a manual safety.
Yeah, it's just not right. They're really trying to be like, no, see the M17, totally cool. You can understand it, right? No, the rest of us.
Because then you have to start with your safety on.
Yeah, exactly. Who wants that? No one. Of
all the striker guns to have safeties, I mean, a 320 would be the best.
That's fair. It's funny what I mean. You know how that ended up resolved, right? Their trigger physically weighed too much, and it was pulling itself when you hit it or dropped it. So reduce the trigger weight, and it's all better. Now that being said, I wouldn't throw a 320. I would throw my P10. I would throw your Glocks. I would throw almost. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be concerned about my own life if I were to throw one of those guns.
Maybe
I would still be concerned about, huh?
You can throw the 43. It's fine.
Okay, I may have already. You don't know that.
Yeah.
Might be in the video that's coming out. Kathleen says she uses a stick for a safety and a sock for a holster. This is genius.
You don't use sock holsters. You use flip flops.
So, I am obviously on Facebook gun pages. One of them is a P365 page, and just yesterday, I think somebody posted a picture of their 365 with one of those dumb ass clips on the back of it. Like the holsterless clips that goes on where the back plate is. That gun does not have a trigger safety.
Does it have a manual safety?
No. It doesn't have either one of those. I don't. People, why is you dumb? It just, yeah. So, Manny says, so it's SIG's Shadow 2. Yes, kind of. We're going back to the X5 Alpha. I think, I don't know how much they cost. I didn't see a price on it. And I would put money that the Alpha, the X5 Alpha is probably going to cost about as much as a Shadow 2. So
it wouldn't be asking too much with as much as they're asking for. Wow, that was
really cool.
As much as they're asking for the Legion, it's going to be Shadow 2 or 92 performance price.
Yeah, when you look at the difference between a Q5 match polyframe and the Q5 SF, like it's about $350 to $400, isn't it? Oh, he went muted. I think it's about $300 between the two of those. So yeah, I mean, I would expect with the Legion selling at about $900 currently, I would expect about a $1,200 price point, which is right about what the Shadow sells for. So, let's see. Jeez. So Locke says a buddy of his a long time ago lost a nut and splayed his leg open while Mexican carrying a 38 with a hammer back. Why do people do dumb things? I mean, I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'll admit that. But when it comes to guns, I'm pretty dang careful because they can kill you and stuff. Like, it took me a long time to even swap to appendix carry. So, he was a kid at the time? That's even worse. Why do... it's movies. Movies are why people Mexican carry. And it's terrible. I still see... I cringe every time I'm watching a movie and I see I'm going to wait till Builder comes on here and he can hear this.
What?
Right. So I cringe when I'm watching a movie and it's like an FBI agent or an off-duty police officer. Something happens. They run over, they grab their backup gun and they stuff it Mexican carry in their pants. There's not I don't think there's a cop around who wouldn't at least have like... Now, granted, they're cops, so it'll probably be a leather holster because FUD. But they will have a holster for that gun. They'll have it in the holster and they'll put it in. I don't think a cop would ever Mexican carry. Like, could you see that happening? So
this is the primary guns in their holster, and they have a backup gun. That's what you're saying?
Like, if they're like if it's a cop or an FBI agent and they're at home, like, not in uniform, they don't have their gun on them, and something happens, like there's a knock or like they get a phone call and it's like, hey, Tommy's down by the river and he's getting in with the mob and he needs your help. And they go, they'll go grab a carry gun or grab a drop gun or something and they'll stuff it in Mexican carry wise. And that just, I hate that. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a loaded pistol in my house that's not already set up in a holster.
Yeah.
I'm not in a movie.
That's right. You're a real person.
Make a sound when
right. But that's the thing that frustrates me. It's like, that's just a simple little thing that they would probably grab. if the gun was loaded, which 99% or 99% of the time it is, they'll just grab. Well, no, I guess they'll grab it and usually rack it, and then once they get to the place and they're done interrogating the person, they'll rack it. So they were apparently interrogating with a seemingly empty pistol, which means there was no threat that entire time. I've never understood that either, but I digress.
I would stick my Beretta in my pants without a holster. Like, not as a habit, but I would feel comfortable doing that. Because mine's a safety model. Dibs on Will Smith.
Dang it. I still stand by that. It would actually be a lot closer to a really bad remake of Twins.
I've never seen Twins.
What? You know the movie though, right?
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what a bad dragon. Do you know what a bad dragon is?
Feel like he's going to tell us.
I am hoping so because I'm at a loss. I'm Googling it, but
Urban Dictionary.
Oh, damn it. That is not right. We're not talking about that stuff.
Now I'm going to.
Nope. Dang it, Doug. You just had to be that guy, didn't you? You just had to be that guy. Nope, not going there. So anyway,
Ah.
And wait, oh, you just looked it up?
Yep.
Uh-huh. Yep. No, not going there. Don't do it. Don't do it, Locke. Don't Googles. Don't do the Googs. Anyway. What?
Do it, Locke.
Do it. Do it. This is your conscience. Do it. So, what man, I'm trying to think. I was going to ask what gun movies you were looking forward to coming out, but
you know what I didn't know is out until I just went to Dollar General today to get something.
What is
sitting on the counter? Bad Boys for Life. It is out on DVD.
Really?
Yes.
Did it ever hit theaters?
I don't know. But that would be the one that I was looking forward to.
Is that a no?
Hmm?
Did you buy it?
Oh, no. It was $20.
Where were you?
Dollar General.
Oh, Dollar General. I thought you said the dollar store, and I'm like,
no.
First of all, I was slightly surprised that it was at the dollar store, but
yeah, if it was the dollar store, I would have bought 5 and sold them.
Right. Yeah, so everybody is now looking into how they can remove a single search or a single instance of their Google search history.
I did, and then I pressed back, and then it loaded again.
Doug's real into these bad dragons, and it's slightly concerning. Any other gun movies? I honestly can't. Like, all of the movies have been pushed off anyway, and
the new one on Netflix.
Extraction.
Yes, that was supposed to be really, really good.
I watched half of it last night. So far, it's okay. It's pretty good.
I heard the gunplay was pretty good.
It is. Yeah. I give it. There's some reloading instances. I didn't count. Huh?
Better than John Wick 3, not as good as John Wick 1.
Yeah, probably in there. At one point he shot a lot of bullets before he did reload, and they did show him reloading in an instance between, like, kind of in cutscenes. But yeah, it was okay. I got to finish it sometime. I don't know when. Probably tonight, because I don't go to bed until super late. Because when I get up, I
work.
Huh?
Some of us go to work.
Oh, right. I was going to say, I still work, but when I work, I roll out of my bed, come downstairs, make breakfast, and then come downstairs and sit here for a while.
I'm framing a house tomorrow.
That actually, I mean, that sounds more interesting than what I'm going to do.
It will be interesting. I can't even tell you the last time I framed a house. We were talking about that
Framed the
today.
room
We were
like a week and a half or a month and a half ago.
yeah, we were talking about it today. We were like, when was the last time you framed? There's three of us standing there and we're like, I don't know, 4, 5 years, something like that. Oh well.
Crackheads making $13 an hour.
Meth head.
Meth heads, sorry, meth heads. That's right. Crack's way too expensive for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there was one point in Extraction. It's a gigantic chunk of this movie. Like it's like 17 minutes or something, shot in the form of a single scene.
Oh, cool.
So like there are cuts and stuff, but you don't like it's hard to notice them. You have to kind of like really be watching. It just feels like you're following them for 17 minutes of it, and it's awesome.
Is it the extraction part?
So far the movie has been 90% extraction. So it's a portion of the extraction part. It's the beginning of the extraction part.
There was another one that came out, I think last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was called like 13 Blocks or something.
I don't even remember who was in that. It was
Wahlberg.
It's a police. Yeah, that sounds right. It's a police movie where they have to move a high-profile prisoner 13 blocks away.
Yeah.
Huh?
I think it was military.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch it. It looked good, but
yeah, I haven't watched that either, but I heard it was good.
See, exactly what Locke said. The whole movie is basically the extraction part. It is good. You should watch it when you get a chance. I need
to watch 13 Hours again.
Which one is 13 Hours? Oh, yeah.
Nothing like getting all angry.
Yeah. By the way, this is 100% off topic. So we're going to Marvel movies for a second here because I love Marvel movies.
Mile 22, that's what it is.
Okay. So there's been a lot of talk of John Krasinski being in the MCU and being Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a better one. I want him to be freaking Cyclops and his wife to be Jean. He would make a damn good Cyclops. She would
make a good Jean.
She would. He's tall, kind of lanky, but at the same time kind of buff. He'd make a good 90s Cyclops with like.
He's really muscular.
He is. He's a buff dude, but at the same time, Cyclops is 6'3", and he got the nickname Slim because before the 90s he was a pretty skinny guy, and then after when the 90s hit and he kind of he had to buff it up because he had to learn how to do hand-to-hand combat basically. He had to sack it up, but so that's what I want him as. I want him as freaking Cyclops, and I want her as Jean. Screw Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm not a Fantastic Four fan.
No.
Sorry. I know they're the first family, the first Marvel super. I don't care. I would rather have him as Cyclops because he would be awesome in that role. Maybe slightly too well, but he could.
I didn't watch the newer Fantastic Four remake.
Don't. It's so bad. It was.
In fact, I watched the first Fantastic Four with Jessica Alba, and I didn't watch the Silver Surfer one.
Jordan says hand-to-hand combat with Cyclops. Is that a euphemism? No, it's not. But yeah, the most recent Fantastic Four is Jet Old says he wants John Krasinski as Jim in the MCU.
He'd just be playing pranks on everybody.
Jim. Oh my god, that would be awesome.
You put my spider web in the leg or in the Jello.
So, the newest Fantastic Four. You know how some movies like slow burn a little bit and then they pick up pace about halfway through and like just really nail you. Mm-hmm. So the newest Fantastic Four absolutely was balls slow for like 2/3 of this movie, and then all of a sudden in the last third of the movie, the villain is introduced, goes through his entire metamorphosis. It's insane. It's two-thirds of complete and utter bull crap, and then a third of even more bullcrap that's so fast paced and convoluted that it's not even worth it. It is a dumb movie. Dumb. Okay, I feel better. I'm looking forward to some of the MCU TV shows as well. Actually, I wasn't originally, but the more I look into it, Falcon and Winter Soldier is actually looking to be pretty good, and they're going to introduce a lot of stuff movie wise in that series. WandaVision, less thrilled about, but just I think the way that it's going, I think it's going to be very interesting how they do that, and I don't think it's going to be what we think it is. That's the only two that I can remember off the top of my head. And I really hope I want them to bring out Black Widow as a straight to Disney Plus because I want to be able to see it like now. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling a deep hole in my heart not having a Marvel movie with me in the recent years or in the recent time. So,
you know what else I want to watch?
What?
That I haven't watched in a little bit? Deadpool.
What?
Deadpool.
Yeah. Why
isn't that on Disney Plus?
That is just okay. So sorry to keep going at the movies, guys, but I freaking love Marvel movies. So here's what I want them to do with Deadpool. Because it's Disney, I want them to PG-13 him. Okay?
He won't make a PG-13 movie.
But get this. I want them to bleep him. And for him to know that they bleeped him. And to go on a bleeping tirade of different curse words. But knowing full well that he only gets 2 F-bombs. So he goes through he does one of them, he gets bleeped, and then he's only got one left. And he spends the entire rest of the movie trying to pick the perfect spot for his unbleeped second F-bomb. And then he stubs his toe, drops an F-bomb, and gets super pissed because he just wasted it on a stub toe or some bull crap like that. That's what I want.
See, I think it was your theory a couple years ago that doing a crossover with Deadpool and Wolverine and making it PG-13, and it was the same thing. He had to save up his F-bomb, and then right before he got to use it, Wolverine was going to say it.
Oh, God, yes. like they could, because he's like who he is, they could do so much with that. You know, like he could get just outright pissed that they aren't showing the blood as he cuts people up. So he keeps like moving people around to try to get them in front of the camera as he's cutting. And then the camera cuts. So like they could do like the shaky cam fight scenes, but he gets super pissed because he doesn't want a shaky cam. He wants a steady cam fight scene. And he could argue, my biggest letdown with the Deadpool movie, however, is the lack of the voice. I really wish that they had the voice in there. Do you know who the voice is? So in the comic books, Deadpool's insane. The process that made him into Deadpool like broke him and made him insane. So he actually has voices in his head that he talks to, has full conversations with, and that point out the different things that we, the viewers, like. It's awesome. And it makes me sad that the voice isn't there. I feel like they should have put that in there for him to be talking to while he's just roaming around doing crap. And it would have been great if like the voice had changed, like nationalities or something. Yeah. And Jordan's also right. They did, the love interest thing was a loss, but they did blow the crap out of her in the second one. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she did.
No, because he brought her back in the end.
Oh, that's right. Dang it.
He sharpened the butter knife or whatever it was.
Dang it. I forgot about that. Yeah. They shouldn't have done that. Because he's supposed to be this just complete unhinged person who, you know, is a loose cannon who just goes wherever. I mean, he's a mercenary. The merc of the mouth.
Tech Nines.
Deadpool is the reason I want dual wielding Tech 9s. It's all his fault. That jackhole.
On the Tech 9
I would
here,
also accept
I'm gonna have to
CZ.
leave pretty soon here.
Yeah, me too.
Since we're talking about Tech Nines.
Well, and we all been going almost 2 hours now. Locke, I will agree with that. I'm not
Arguing.
Not arguing at all with that. Yep. I will be glad to yeah. Yep. But yeah, so now that we've gone completely off track and we're going to movies instead, I feel like that's probably a good time to probably slow this little shindig down. So, dang it. Jordan, it's true, actually. And I never saw the beginning because in the movie theater, someone who's 5'8" sat in front of me and I just couldn't see the screen. I heard it. I heard the whole thing.
In the movie theater, his wife bought him a jumbo popcorn and he couldn't see over the top of it.
Actually, my kid sat on my lap and I couldn't see over his head. Mind you, we're talking about a hard R-rated movie here. Oh. All right, guys. Well, if nothing else is going on in the chat, we'll go ahead and sign out. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out. Like always, much appreciated. You guys are awesome. Thank you for keeping the conversations going. Yes, I do need a booster seat to be able to see movies in the morning or in the theater and at home now because my kids have a tendency to stand in front of the TV. Yeah, Firefly is really good. But anyway, thanks again, guys. We appreciate it. Yeah, Builder, you got any last minute stuff?
Have a great week, guys and gals.
We got a question. Builder, if you want to cut out, that's fine. I'm going to answer this question really quick. Or you can stay. It's cool. I'll keep you here. Okay. I'm going to type it over there because...
All the popcorn so he can flip the bucket over.
Oh, this is genius. See, Jordan, that's why we keep you around, buddy. Not that we have a way to get rid of you. Builder tried twice and you just came back, so... Sorry. What USPSA? There's a lot of variability on there.
CZ makes the best gun ever created.
No. All right, so he says he was looking for the first. So the question is, I guess I'll do. All right, so the question is, he was going to ask about competition gun recommendations. He was going to start with USPSA competition. Was looking to for a first purchase and not sure what. So again, it just depends on which competition aspect you're trying to get into. However, just a second, because I've got...
If you go with an optics ready gun, there are 3 classes that you can work on, which would be really nice. So you could do, like, for instance, if you started off with a Glock 34 MOS, which would be my recommendation for a pistol to start off with if it's in your budget. You can start off shooting production class. You can start off shooting limited class. And since you're starting off, you're probably not going to be competitive. So both of those are okay. You can start off shooting carry optics if you want to put an optic on it. So all 3 of those options are available to you with an optics ready pistol. Definitely go 9mm. Whatever you do.
Give me just a second.
See you, Jordan.
So as far as Builder's right, a couple of recommendations are the Glock 34. The current probably best value get you pretty much anything is. I still think it's the Sig Legion. As far as what it gives you overall. The 34, it's not that the 34 is bad. The 34 is a great gun. It's just the Legion is a little bit more purpose-built for competition.
Very much so. I was going on price point.
Yeah. So the Glock 34 Gen 5 is currently what, 725-ish?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. You can get into a Legion for 9, which you're talking more money, but you are talking a little bit more gun there as well. Shadow 2 optics ready is on the high end. You're looking, I bet that's going to come out at about 13.5. Yeah, probably 13. I'll bet it's going to come out at 13. They're usually about $100 more.
Professor, it says 1 to 3 months.
Yeah. You were looking that up too, huh?
I got excited because if the 508's in stock, then the 509 should be in stock pretty soon.
Because I was going to buy it because I want it. Yeah, like I literally have the money for my 508 sitting there, not getting spent because I want the 508. Anyway,
it's interesting. The 509 says 11 to 20 days. Go ahead.
Oh, I hate you. So yeah, so I mean the Shadow 2, Shadow 2 optics ready set. Well, so it's going to be $1549 MSRP, which will probably settle in beginning for about 14. So I was $100 off. But yeah, like it's the Shadow 2, despite, don't get me wrong, the Shadow 2 it's a good gun. It's just not the best value as far as entry level goes. Like, especially if you're not 100% sure you want it, like you are going to compete with it. I still think the Legion is kind of the best overall value. The Glock is going to be, the 34 is going to be your lower end budget-ish entry. You can go with a Canic.
Well, shoot, I forgot about the new M&P Core. I mean, that'd be cheaper than a 34 by $150.
But I can't suggest anybody use that trigger. I just can't. Yeah. The Canic TP9. What, is it SF Pro? Which one is it?
SFX.
Okay, the SFX. That's a good setup. It's a good budget, decent trigger, okay holster options. So you could go with that if you're like really looking budget.
The P10F isn't bad. If you have the right size hand for it.
And the P10F is not a competition gun. The P10F is a duty gun. So that'd be like getting into a 17, basically. Mm-hmm. You know, and which there's nothing wrong with the 17. The 17 will do the job. Mm-hmm. It's just if you're buying a gun specific for competition, you buy a 34. You know? So the P10F is my full size duty gun, basically. But it works for a competition gun, but it's not a competition gun. So Locke, yes, Ruger did technically come out with a competition version of the American that was affordable. I'd still never suggest it, but it's affordable. So, yeah. So if you're
if you can get a Legion into your budget, even without an optic, if you can get everything else set up for the Legion without the optic, definitely go that way.
Yeah. So I think what we kind of settled on, low end TP9 SFX, a little bit more serious Glock 34 Gen 5 MOS. Are they all MOSs now?
No.
Okay, so Gen 5 MOS. If you are like pretty serious that you think you want to do this thing, the SIG Legion is a great option. And then if you really, really want to go at it and just drop some cash, the Shadow 2 optics ready, you could get into a Q5 SF Pro or Q5.
That's up above Shadow 2 price.
Right. And that's at about 16.5 for that setup.
So the Beretta would be a great gun if you were wanting to run production class.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with running production class. It's one of my favorite classes. But you don't have the ability to grow into an optic.
Yep. Which is unfortunate because optics that's kind of the direction that it's moving. So yeah. All right, I'm not even going to say that name. Not going to do it. Yeah, I mean if you're looking at that a Glock, you can't go wrong with a Gen 5 Glock 34 MOS. You're going to be able to do
Gen 4 Glock 34 for years. I've shot my Beretta once and it did great. I don't think I did great that day, but
yeah, it's the 34 is a solid choice. I'll say this. You won't get the 34 and be like, "Oh man, this gun sucks."
Yeah.
You just they're awesome guns. I am not a Glock guy. I like 34s. I like 19s too. I like guns, but
you can do anything to Glocks.
So Okay, so he's asking about competitions going towards optics.
The classes with optics are growing faster than any other class because
And
more people are wanting to run optics.
right, and the other classes are actually they're
Decreasing.
shrinking in share, in overall stake share of where the competitors are. Optics are growing, and
Yeah,
I
I would strongly recommend
Yep.
whatever you get an optics ready model. It doesn't
Yep.
cost that much more, and it gives you the ability down the road to, if you want to run an optic, to be able to run an optic a
Yep.
whole lot easier than milling it.
Yep, absolutely. Get an optics ready model. There's no point not to, as Builder said. Now, if you do get an optics ready model, I would suggest getting a different optics plate than the stock MOS plates. The stock MOS plates are okay. There's a lot of better options out there. I'm not gonna name drop CNH or something and tell you that you can use the code work the trigger for free shipping from them, but they are one of the most widely used plates in the law enforcement industry. So
it is aesthetically attractive, and
it is.
I put both of them on, and compared to the MOS plate, it's a freaking tank. So
Yeah, and you got the thin
it's worth
plate.
the upgrade.
Like it's the thin V4 plate, and it's still way better. So, yep. Got any other questions, Greg? That was good timing on that one because we almost kicked out of here.
And I'm kicking out now.
Yeah. All right, man. Glad we could help you out. Well, with that being said, thanks again, everybody in the chat. We appreciate you being here. Remember, you can hop on over to our Patreon page if you like what we do here on the channel and you want to help out. That's patreon.com/workthetrigger. The Builder, do you want to tell them where they can find you?
Builder_shooter at Instagram.
There you go.
That's what you got.
And you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I think that's it. At /workthetrigger. And then you can actually find me at workthetrigger.com. What?
TikTok.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.
See ya.